Hello, family, friends, and fans. I'm Fletcher Rhoden, and this is City of Eternal Spring, track by track. It's a mini series that I'm using to break down my new album, City of Eternal Spring, breaking it down track by track. It's all pretty self evident, folks. Uh, so let's do that. I've already been through most of them. This is, I think, my eighth track of the album, so my eighth or ninth webisode of this because I did an introductory thing. So you might want to go back and check out the other ones, but it doesn't really matter if you do or you don't because it's a record album and they're not in any necessary order. You're lucky you stumbled onto this. You might want to watch the other ones before you download the record, which you can get from wherever you like to download your favorite music. Okay, that's City of Eternal Spring, by the way. And with every webisode, as with this one, look below and you'll see a link to the video of the song. It's not a highfalutin rock video. It's just auto-generated by DistroKid, which distributes my music digitally. So you'll be able to look at the album cover, which is pretty cool, and then listen to the music, and then you can pop back here and tell me how wrong I am about the music I made. Thank you very much. Okay, so here's the next song. It's the eighth track on the song list. You can see I've got notes here. It's the eighth song, and this is the ninth or so webisode of this. It's called No Dar Papaya. Now, a lot of this music is pretty inspired by the region. It's very regional. And I'm here in Colombia, and I've been traveling around Latin America, which I can plan on doing more of. But right now I'm in Colombia, so I had an opportunity to write and record some music. And here in Colombia, there's a phrase, no dar papaya. Now, I mentioned before that Colombia can be kind of dangerous in spots. I'm in Medellin, and it's great where I am. Laureles is the neighborhood I'm in, but there are parts of it that are dangerous. You can tell that even from a few miles away, and you got to be careful here. So they have a phrase here in Colombia, and it's no dar papaya. And what that means is don't give papaya. No means no, dar means give, and papaya means, that's right, folks, papaya. What it means is don't don't avail yourself as a victim to the criminal aspect of society. If for example, you set your purse down and you go walking away and you come back and your purse is gone, well, you gave papaya. No dora papaya means no dora papaya means don't give papaya. So you had a papaya and you gave it away. Let's say for example you're walking around with a cell phone. Oh, you're taking the video. Look at this beautiful what a thing church or whatever it is that I'm taking a video of with my phone. Oh, somebody just swiped my phone. They drove by in a motorcycle and grabbed my phone right out of my hands, or they ran by me like a purse snatcher from the 70s and grabbed my phone out of my hands and ran away with it. Well, a Colombiano might say, no dar papaya. You were sitting there holding a papaya out and somebody snatched it. It's in back in the United States when they used to have a thing called liberalism. They would say, well, this is kind of victim shaming. A little bit, you. Huh? Blaming the victim, you. Huh? A girl gets raped and they say, well, why were you dressed in a mini skirt and high heeled shoes? Weren't you inviting that kind of attack? Well, at one point or another in the United States, everyone would say, oh, no, 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 no. you can't victim shame the person. And I still believe that's true. I think in the United States, most people probably don't agree, but I think a woman can dress any way she wants and not be judged or adjudicated to be complicit in her own sexual assault. I hope things haven't changed that much that fast. But here, that's just the way it is. You know, you give papaya, they take papaya. I keep thinking, whenever I hear this phrase, I think of uh, Curb Your Enthusiasm. You know, Larry, Larry David. He if he came to Colombia and they ripped him off, someone would say no dar papaya, and he'd say no papaya, no papaya. I didn't dar papaya, no dar papaya, no dar papaya, no dar papaya. I no papaya. So anyway, back to the album. I was writing this album, and I said last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, I was talking about my songwriting process, and it usually begins with a title and it writes down from there. But sometimes I just flip it around and I write a song as I go. And the title is one of the last things I think of. I start with just a groove and I build it up from the groove from up instead of from the title down, I build it up, right? And I just like the song on I'm Possible, my record from last year. There's a song called Naked Size, the last song on the record, which was by far the most downloaded song on that record. By far was Naked Size. And it was written part by part from the bottom up. So sometimes I'll write like that. This song was one of those. I knew I wanted to get one of those Latin groove songs. I knew it. So I just picked a drum beat that would fit it, and then I found a chord progression that would fit that, and then at one point, I knew I was just going to find a turn of phrase that I could use as a song, and No Doubt Papaya was the one. It was the it was the first one that came up on a Google search, but I already knew in the back of my head that's what it was going to be because everybody here says it, and it's a perfect thing for a song, you know. And then the lyrics are all about that. Don't make yourself a victim. Don't let them get too close. No dog papaya, and it's got that chant, and it's really got the Latin thing. I've talked about other songs on this record that I think will be appealing to Latin audiences, and there are Latin singers, Latin performers out there who make records and have audiences and are superstars. And this is one of the songs that they should be listening to. This is a song where you do it in concert. Everyone's just going to be chanting it. Everybody in the country of Colombia will get it. Everybody in Latin America will get it. I think it'll be popular in Ecuador and Brazil and other places too. It's my version is English language, but it could certainly be handily translated into Spanish. I did one song on this album, Cuenca for Me, which is in English. And then I did a version of it in Spanish, Cuenca para mí. But I couldn't do the whole record in Spanish. I just couldn't do it. So this kind of song is have somebody translate it and sing it. But it's great. It'd be a huge hit. It's not the most sophisticated song musically or lyrically, but it just works. It gels. It's nice. Check it out. Listen to it. The link is below. Listen to it and let me know if you agree or disagree. You can put your comments here or there. It's all good. Be nice about it. Um, but I think it's a super cool track. And of course, it's got more of those horn sounds. And it was fun to play. It was fun to sing. It was fun to do. It's a good song. It's a great record. City of Eternal Spring. You can download it right now wherever you like to download your favorite music. Check out the rest of this mini series. I got a few more to go. Enjoy your summer. Check out my books, and I got books on audiobook. I got Kindle editions, paperback, whatever you like. So tune in again, and until then, bye, Mary.